You can use the AI tool on the Beauty Retouch panel to quickly remove unwanted details or add new elements such as accessories or clothing, fill in hair, change manicure, and anything else you would normally do with generative fill. Before you run the AI tool script, activate the contextual taskbar if it's not already on your screen. After you press the AI tool button, a new empty layer will be added to your PSD stack, and the selection brush tool will be activated. Paint over the elements you'd like to remove, or over the area where you'd like to add a new detail. You can set the size of the brush to be just slightly larger than the detail you want to add or remove. The hardness of the selection brush tool won't play a major role because generative fill will adjust the edges of your selection anyway. When removing elements, you can leave the taskbar empty. No prompt is needed. Just ensure your selection includes a little bit of the adjacent areas, so generative fill has some context to generate replacement pixels. Toggle through the generated variations in the Properties pane to select what works best for your image. It can be just one variation in full, or parts of multiple variations. Once you've picked the best variation, click on the Enhance Detail icon in the upper left corner of that variation to upscale and add fine details to it. If you got everything you need in one generated variation, you can rasterize this layer and apply the layer mask to it to keep your PSD file lean and remove redundant pixels. If needed, add another mask to make sure no random pixels get outside of the area that you are replacing. And if you find that the generated skin is lacking detail, run the Add Texture script. Adjust the size of the added digital texture to match the area you are applying it to using the Transform tool. Lower the opacity of the new texture layer to blend it even better. And always toggle the visibility of the newly added parts while scanning the entire area so you can catch and correct any errors before you move on to the next retouching task. There's so much that we can do now to quickly fix hair using generative fill. One of the things that I do most often is fill in gaps in the hair against skin or the background. It doesn't always immediately generate a perfect option, but with a couple of additional runs, I usually get what I want. I select the variation that I like best again, click the Enhance Detail button on it to upscale, then rasterize the layer and apply the layer mask to it. The cool thing about generative fill is that now we can easily correct styling errors, bad manicure, remove or add accessories and clothing in post-production. The quality of generative AI is only getting better, giving us more flexibility in correcting the shortcomings of our shoots and expanding our creativity beyond what was possible before. And it's so liberating that doing all these cool things takes only minutes as opposed to hours if we were to do them manually. And when you can't get exactly what you need generated, you can get as close as possible and finalize things manually. So here I selected the area where I wanted an accessory added and typed a prompt in the contextual taskbar. Sometimes you have to try a few times and use different words to describe what you want generated. At this moment, the adherence to prompts is a little inconsistent, but I'm sure we can hope for future improvements. So I follow the same steps as before. Upscale my preferred variation, rasterize the layer, and apply layer mask. Let's also give our model a matching golden dress. Why not, right? I paint over the area where I want the dress to be added with a larger brush, and again type in a simple, straightforward prompt. When I'm choosing from the generated variations, I focus on the textures and how the new elements fit into the overall image. I don't care much about the colors because that's the easiest thing to adjust. Again, enhance details, rasterize, and apply layer mask. The fabric that got generated is golden as I requested in my prompt, but it's not as warm as our digital necklace and the glitter makeup. So let's use the Object Selection tool to isolate our new dress and color match it to our glitter with a curve adjustment layer. The fastest way to do it is by double-clicking on the white point sampler in the curve and assigning a new target highlight color in the color picker. You will first click on the color you want to match to, and Yes to approve the new target color as default. Then, with the white point eyedropper active, click on the area you want to color match to your new target color. Always remember to adjust the opacity of your adjustment layers and use the Blend If option for best results. Every photographer knows the regret of certain choices made during a shoot. With our new AI tools, we can not only salvage the time and effort invested when mistakes happen, but also take our creativity to an entirely new level. The possibilities for changing and improving details in your images in post-production today are limitless. Enjoy and happy retouching!